GRDC's Western region winner, Tony White, comes from the central west of WA. Tony works the old family property near Myling, which his grandfather settled in the 1920s. Soil types range from light gravelly sand to heavy clay to loamy soils. Wheat's the main crop, rotated with canola, lupins, oat and hay and malting barley. Tony likes it here.
I've been on the place just over 20 years now. Back then when I first came home from university to help out on the property, we used to go out there after the first rain and plough with a disc plough, and then we'd come back and we'd work it back with the scarifier. Then we might put some pre-emergent on with a 40-foot computer spray boom spray, and then we'd come along with a couple of combine seeders and work day and night with 2 little tractors and get the crop in. We'd have approximately 4 to 6 blokes to help us do all that. Now, 20 years later, we have about 2 tractors pulling air seeders. One's a no-till knife seeder, the other one's a no-till disc seeder. The boom spray's out to 110 feet and carries 5,000 litres of water, and it's fully GPS automated. And we will just work during the days and we get it all done with 3 of us. So we've cut down on our labour and, okay, the machinery is growing, but we've tried to utilise second-hand machinery where possible to get to this point where we are now. And we're actually growing a lot better crops on less rainfall.
In some years, that's quite a bit less. The average on this place has been 350 mils a year, but Tony says it's now more like 300 mils, and in 2010 it was 190. Yet he still managed a reasonable harvest last year, thanks to the better crop varieties, improved farming practices, and a positive attitude that has impressed his fellow grain growers.
When I first met Tony, we were both starting out in no-till, and he was the young guy and I wasn't. That's still relatively true. And he just was out there working out how to make his farm work better.
Like buying a hay baler and filling a shed with export quality hay. Quite a big shed. It's a huge shed.
Tony will benefit out of this award because he is a guy who's always been on the lookout for what's new, what's possible, but then being able to put the really good filter over it as to what's profitable and what's sensible.
What I'm looking forward to the most when I go and have a look at these international research centres is looking at the new genetics and the potentials of some of these new varieties that are around the world. There's a lot of places that are similar to Australia with the environment around the world, and if we could get some of these genetics in here even a little bit quicker, or it could help us. These little 1 or 2%ers are making a big difference on our farming operation nowadays.
I recall when he went to the USA with a Want For tour, and that he came back, that really revolutionised his thinking. And you look now and see where he's gone. The farm's expanded, the systems have changed, and he's really making it work.
What's helped Tony White make it work is being able to exchange ideas and information through grower groups. When he gets back from his GRDC study tour, he plans to share his experience the same way.
So then we can have a look at the new ideas, the new crops that might be coming up, and then putting them together in our own operation and seeing whether it's going to fit profitably or not. And that's really helped halve my mistakes over the last few years and on my time on the farm.
And now that Tony's win in the Way We Were competition has further raised his profile, well, watch this space.
One of the other ways that Tony's going to, I'm sure, will be able to contribute is down the track, is he's going to be in a great position to put his hand up to be part of the GRDC Western panel in years to come. And that's just the way that he'll be able to make sure that future research that GRDC does is well directed and useful to farmers.